No. Okay, so we're from Denmark, and we come from a university college, so we educate teachers and pedagogues, actually. And we are going to talk about balancing fun and seriousness online. And one of the things that's actually pretty important when we go online is that something is missing when kids and young people are trying to communicate. And one of the things is that it's very difficult to know if you post something to a picture or anything else, like just a comment, you don't know where the person is that you're commenting to. So what they're missing is a lack of body language, tone of voice, stuff like that. It's also typically asynchronous, so you don't have it on the same time. So when I comment, you can be sure that the person in the other end will have it at the same time as you comment. And they can sit in another context. It can be another place. You don't know. And that also means that it's pretty difficult to adapt to the other. When we communicate in person, we can adapt to each other. I can see that you get upset. I can adapt to that and do something else, say, oh, it's just for fun or something like that. That's very difficult online. So you don't know when you write something how people in the other end will see that. So the shared context is missing. And as you can see out here, it's if you read these two text bits, it make a big difference when you use an emoji in the end. There is a difference on you bitch and you bitch smiley. That's very different. And some of the ways that the kids and the young people are trying to compensate for all these things is actually with emojis. So they try to use emojis to make smiles, to show that it's just a joke, and stuff like that. When we see some of these things online, you see that humor becomes something different. It's not like, it's difficult sometimes to call it bullying because the people sharing the pictures, sharing the memes, sharing the comments, sometimes don't even see the subject. It's an episode, it's just 10 seconds of a day. You don't see the person in the picture. It's just like, oh, this is a man, in the supermarket turning over every glass on the shelf. That's funny because I could do that, you could do that. We don't see that it's Michael from this certain school, unless you know Michael. But Michael knows that it's Michael, and he can get pretty upset because it's not very nice to have a picture online. Everybody sharing it, everybody is laughing. In Denmark, we have an Instagram page called Anders Hemmingsen, and he shares all these kind of pictures and memes and small videos, and people are sending it to him, and every day he gets millions, and he has to choose which one he puts in, and people are just laughing and laughing, and it's regular people, and everybody can actually be an object to it. You can just take a picture if you fall down the stairs, stuff like that. If you have this could be, oh, they are all having black jeans. It's like, oh, black jeans, Tuesday picture, send it to him, and he will post it because it's fun. So so humor becomes something different online somehow, because the subject kind of disappears, but it doesn't disappear for the subject itself. They can still feel that it's very harmful. And of course, the matter that you never know when you can be an object. That's pretty difficult too. Okay, so this is an example for how young people are trying to make humor online. And this is a page on Reddit called Roast Me. And on Roast Me, you can add a picture of yourself, and then you can let other people roast you. That's what it's about. So I take a picture of myself, I write maybe a small text, and you have to have these pictures. They have actually tried to make some rules to make it ethical. So you can't put in a picture of anyone else. You have to show this sign, this roast me sign, so that they know, and it's illegal in their language, to Photoshop these pictures on these pictures. And you have to be over 18 years. You need to not have any mental illnesses. And actually, they have an algorithm. So if you're on any other Reddit sites or Reddit pages where you maybe have posted something about suicidal or I'm having a mental illness, they will not post this for you. So there are regular people sitting and looking at their pictures and checking, oh, where are they coming from? Can we post this or not? And they can also sometimes see it in the text when they're posting something. Oh, I think you're too fragile, I won't post it for you. But then people post it, and they have these rules: not to intimidate or threaten other users, not jokes at the expense of children. That's also not a good thing. And remember the human. And you can maybe ask yourself, why would people actually post a picture of themselves and saying, roast me? But they find it pretty hilarious sometimes. And a lot of them tells us that when they do this, it's because I have been a roasty for a long time. I roast other people, and I need to feel it on my own body now. So I have to do it to be able to mentalize better how it is, how does it feel to have this kind of comments coming towards me. And as you can see here, the humor has to be, you're not allowed to comment on gender, race, religion, anything else. You have to be smarter than that. And you can like the comments that you like, so one of them is gonna win because it's the best. And if it's really bad, and if you come with a religious mark, you will be banned from the site. So as you can see here, this is this boy has posted his picture, and he said, they said be there or be square, and this dude didn't show up because he have a square face. And here's another one, this dude, and one of the roasties writes, your eyebrows are so cute. How long have they been together? And they get a lot of likes because it's like that's the kind of humor that they want in there. So what we need to do a lot more when we have to do with young people and children is we have to help them mentalize better. They have to know when they write a comment, how can it feel to the other person on the other side? Because all these things are very difficult because you can adapt, you can see emotions, and all these kind of things. So I'll just do that. They have to know about their own thoughts. What do I think when I share this comment, or if I share this post, if I write a comment? And they have to be able to think about other people's thoughts. And that's very difficult. It's even difficult for grown-ups. You can see it on Facebook. If you look at grown-ups' ways of commenting online, they're not very good at thinking, oh, how can this be, how does this feel for the other person on the other side? Yeah, well, we don't mentalize a lot in that matter. So we need to train this with the kids. And actually, kids going to school from maybe 6 years are actually able to mentalize, unless they have a disability, having mental illnesses and different kinds. Then it can be pretty difficult. But we need to train it with them. We need to make different kind of exercises so they can see how to do that. And we're going to make an exercise with you today. It's just a very low practical one, but it's one that we use with the children. And I can tell you afterwards what you can do when you have answered it. But Dita will tell you about the exercise.
We have made this model. I will hand it out to you in a minute. And the purpose here is to help children and young people to develop a critical thinking and mentalize their skills when they before they post something online. So now I will hand this. Yeah, you can do that.
You need a pencil or something to write.
Yeah. So we will actually try this exercise on you. And then you can take it with you back home. Der er der der.
But they can just write on the paper. We have a regular paper.
Jamen, det er fordi, der står en derovre. Okay.
Maybe you can just look over the shoulder.
You can. Okay. So now we start. Here is a picture of a celebrity, or what you will call it. It could be a quote as well, but we have chosen to use some pictures here. So now the first task is to think about what would you do, what would you write if to this picture, if you was anonymous, what would you write? If nobody knows who you are, what could you write to this picture?
Is there a context or just? No, you just see the picture.
You just see the picture on Facebook or Twitter somewhere, and nobody knows who you are. And what would you comment on this picture? And because of the time here, I will go further. And what would you write if if people could see who you are at the post? If you have to be yourself? What would you write, though? Yes? Next picture is an unknown person. So, the task is the same, but the picture is different. And you once again have to write what you think you would write if you what could you imagine to write if you are anonymous and have to say something to that picture. And it's okay to try to be fun. Nobody will see it. You don't have to post it. So it's okay to play a bit with it. Yeah, if you like to. It's what can you imagine about this picture if nobody knows who you are? What could be funny to write when you don't know the person? Yeah, and the next step, what if the person and everybody else knows that it is you who have written the comment? What would you write then? Last picture. And remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture. It could be anything else. You could use comment, different posts from Facebook or Snapchat or whatever to put in if you're doing this exercise with kids and young people. So this is just the way we have wanted to present it here. So it could be a lot of different things from the internet you use. But the last picture in the green field. Oh, sorry. It's very sensitive. Once again, what would you write if you should write a quote about yourself? if nobody knew who you are? And of course, if you are yourself. Now we can go further and talk about, is there any differences, or what is it, if there are, between posts, pictures, and who post the comments? We have made this red field out here. You can fill it out and give us feedback. We would like to, and then we will collect it after this session, workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just, you can just here see how the exercise actually works. And when you're doing it with the kids, they usually see that they can be really hard on each other when they know the person. If it's a celebrity, they can be really hard in their language. Oh, what an ugly person. Oh, I can't even say all the bad words that they know. And when it's something, a child maybe even, that they don't even know, they try to do it better. They don't want to do it that hard. And when it's themselves, they can actually, oh, I don't want to have those kind of comments. And they can see that when they do this exercise afterwards, they can actually see, oh my God, I'm really hard at this one because he's a celebrity, and I don't want to be hard if it was me. So that's the mentalization that they're trying to see how does it feel to actually get these kind of comments. And when you do, after this, you can open the dialogue with the kids and the young people and try to ask for different perspectives, what is okay, what is not okay, why isn't it okay to do this kind of thing, because they have to train this mentalization to be able to do good comments, not full of crazy emotions or whatever they can just see whenever they see a picture. So yeah, that was actually our presentation. So if you have any feedback to us, to the presentation, or to this exercise, you can just, if you don't want us to see your answers, you can just, rip it off and give it to us. And we actually have, I think we have 5 minutes to questions if you have any, or any comments, or if you want to share whatever you wrote. No. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you have to use the microphone because it's
thank you for the presentation. I was wondering if do you have any experience in regard of them being able to know how to do this exercise, but not being able to bring it back to their online life, so they know what to do, they know what to write, they know that they should write the right answer here, and they should be polite if it's not anonymous, and they can roast anyone if it's anonymous, and then they don't apply it to their online life.
Yeah, well, it is actually pretty difficult for them sometimes to take it to another setting. That's why we take pictures from the online setting, so that they can see this is a picture that they maybe even know. Sometimes they can choose the pictures themselves to see what kind of pictures do I see online, how do I feel. Maybe even TikTok videos, which is the platform that they use a lot now. You can take in videos and see what would I write, maybe see what other people wrote, and ask and discuss, what is this and how is this not okay, why is it okay. And what we usually see is they find it actually very okay, because they think it's funny. And that's why humor sometimes becomes something different for them, because it's not, to them this is not bullying. It's another phenomenon. I don't even have the words for it yet. I don't even know what to call it, because it's not, because the subject isn't there. There is no person there. It's just a random thing. It's just a situation. Something is happening. There is no person. So they need to understand that there is a person and someone will actually be able to get hurt. But even grown-ups can find it funny, right? To see this kind of roast me picture. Oh, he did have a square face. That was a pretty funny comment. So it can be difficult to tell them, okay, you can't laugh. I will laugh just for a second, and then we have to decide this is not okay. So we do it ourselves. So we need to talk about that and to be open and actually tell them that we do have it ourselves too, that we do that. We also find it funny. I follow Anders Hemmingsen and I laugh a lot, actually. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for interesting presentation. Do they have any reflections, the young people, about the border between what is funny and what is more harassment? So the border between humor and harassment, do they have any reflections about that?
Yes, they do, but the context. You need to remember the context because sometimes they can feel that it's harassment and another one wouldn't see that. That's what's difficult. That's also difficult in the physical world. They think, oh, this is a random comment. It was just for fun. But it's not funny for me. I got really upset, I got really hurt. But to them, they actually, sometimes they can get really upset themselves because it was just for fun. I didn't want to hurt you. I think what we need to talk to them about is also when you make fun of people, there is two different ways. There is the way that you want to go get closer to the other person. I want to make fun of you because I really like you and I want to be part of your life. And there is another kind of making fun that's a movement away from the other person. I don't want to be like you. I don't find you funny. I don't like you. I want to show everyone that we're different. That's two different ways of making fun. And they can actually sometimes see that. That's the difference. And if you talk to them about that, even when they're very young, they can see I wanted to be a part of your group, and you misunderstood my funny comment, and I'm sorry, but I really, really like you, and I want to be a part of your group. Or the other, no, I don't want to be a part of you. That's what we have to talk to them about and be very aware of when they share the comments online and even in the real world. So, well, yeah, the world is real.
Thank you very much for a very relevant paper. I have a comment about, in general, about the binarity offline, online, when we are looking at well-being among children. Because I think we have a problem in research field, because we repeat again and again that it's two different worlds, and it's not from the perspective of the child. So I suggest a new concept. We can make research where we investigate in children on life. So we don't repeat that again and again. It's not only a research field, it's also an organization for children's rights. They also repeat that binarity. So I think we must challenge that.
Yes, that was a very good comment and a very good comment to close the workshop with, because it's actually the truth. The kids don't make this difference. It's just their life. They don't say online, offline. It's just life. So we need to, but something is different online for them because they don't see each other. It's much bigger, and they have the lack of this body language and all the things that they use every day, but that they forget that they don't have the ability to use online. Yeah.
Yeah, and as we heard yesterday, the woman at State, she told that the young people would like more adults be interested in their online life. So this is a way to do it, and do it on their permission. So you will use what they see and not what adults think they are seeing. So you have to go to their level and use whatever they use. Yeah. Thank you for joining.